Everybody, and welcome to day 21 of the 2022 Beer Advent Calendar series here on MKE Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And I have no music for you tonight because I didn't think of any wonderful holiday songs to sing. And that's okay, because that's not what you arrived for. You came for the beer, and that's what we're going to get into. So it is day 21. Ross knows what we're drinking. Last night we had some Foxtown fun. This one seems like a pint-sized can. And Component, another local brewery here in the Milwaukee area. I like this can. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
this is called Bayview Brunch. And if you know anything about Milwaukee, you know Bayview is known for some pretty decent brunch spots. This is Component Brewing. This is a special release. It is a maple coffee brown ale featuring anodyne coffee. Nice. This is a tasty one as we're closing in. 5.6%. So sessionable for a maple coffee brown. Yeah, looks good. Cool.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one. I might have had this one. I can't remember though. I cannot remember if I actually had this one or not.
I for sure have not. So
if I had it, it was definitely in the tap room. So
crack this thing open. I'm guessing it's going to come out dark brown since it's a brown ale. Yep. Not super dark, but
no, brown ale
definitely
can be a little thin.
Definitely on the darker brown side. It's going to be thinner, right? I think that lower ABV. This is not going to be super viscous. I've got about 2 fingers ahead on that.
I can say we both got a good amount of head there.
Yeah, came out a little bit hot, but pretty decent. Shall we sniff?
We shall.
To the nose we go.
Ooh. That's a good coffee.
That's a good coffee note, yeah.
It smells just like a fresh batch of coffee. Like it doesn't smell like overly like bitter foreskin coffee. Sometimes get it just smells really good.
Yeah, I can smell some of that like traditional brown ale malt like sweetness behind the coffee a little bit too. It's pretty
sweetness and some of the maple syrup, I think, in this. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the maple coming through.
Good call on the maple.
But the coffee smells good and it's not overpowering. Which we've had some really good and really kind of off-putting coffee ones. On the nose, from what I remember recently, this is one of the better like coffee fragrance I'm getting in a while.
Yeah. This smells solid. I don't think I've ever had anodyne coffee before. I don't know if they're local.
I think they are.
It says right on here. I don't know, actually.
We should know that.
We probably should. Whatever.
Find out.
Let's see how this thing tastes. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's good.
It's good. I think the coffee has a bit more like it dies a little early on the palate. But it does to me taste like a good like black coffee right up front. You get a nice kind of big bitterness of that coffee and everything. I just wish it kind of smoothed out in the back end a little bit more.
You know, I'm going to disagree with you. At least my take. Now, my beer is pretty cold, which I believe this should be served cold. But I get I get a similar start to this beer as you described, like definitely big coffee notes right at the beginning, bitterness. The coffee does fade fairly quickly, but to me it kind of lends into kind of like almost kind of this cream coffee note. And the
Okay.
fact that the coffee dies allows some of the malt characters and the sweetness from the brown ale to kind of pick up towards the end. So you kind of get a nice combination of both. It tastes kind of like a more of a creamed coffee with a little bit of malt and sweetness out the back, which gives you that, like, I'll say it again, creamed coffee note. I kind of like that. At this temperature, I'm really enjoying this.
I'm not picking up that cream, personally, and mine's cold too. I just pulled it out, but I mean, when I like we've talked about the coffee already,
Yeah.
and it's a good coffee. Like that's one of the things I like. I can't look past just like the fact that this is actually a really flavorful coffee flavor, and sometimes I mean when it's done poorly, it's spicy, it's bitter, it's kind of it just is really off-putting. This is maybe one of the better just like pure coffee flavors I've ever had in a beer. It's really tasty.
I think, for 5.6%, this beer drinks closer to a 7 to 8% beer. It's kind of got the mouthfeel on this. There's a little bit more viscosity. This feels to me like a 7 to 8% beer and just the flavors coming out of it. And coffee covers up a lot, right? Too. So,
Mhm.
but it drinks like that to me. I'm a fan of this. If I'm putting this brown ale in Untappd, and well, hold on. I forgot about the maple, and I'm not getting a lot of that here,
I'm not.
which is a bit
No.
of a tick back. That should be here if you're going to call it out.
Yeah, I agree. The maple's definitely subdued, if I'm being generous about it.
I'm hunting for it now, and I'm still not getting it.
Yeah, I was kind of getting it early. I'm not picking it up at all. Um, it's I can overlook it though personally, just because I really do enjoy the coffee notes on this. You know, it'd be
Yeah.
one thing if it had that overly harsh, bitter coffee to it, and then it can have the sweetness of the maple to back it up. Well, this is a pretty like strong coffee flavor. It doesn't need any of that sugar. For me personally, it doesn't need that sugar. It doesn't need that sweetness. This tastes like almost exactly like my morning coffee, which is fantastic.
So Untappd, I was going to go a 4 on this because I really, really enjoy it. I'm going to knock it back to a 3.75 just because I want more of that maple character. I get a bit of it on the nose, but it
I do too.
disappears. It disappears behind that coffee big time, and it's like invisible on the palate. I'm going to knock it to a 3.75. This is strong though. This is really, really good, and for a low ABV beer that you could drink a few of and be happy with, this is great. This is a good beer.
I'm going for, and
Yep.
I mean, brown ales don't tend to have a lot of flavor behind them. I like brown ales. They're somewhat sessionable beers that kind of they lack a lot of like flavor and punch behind them. So I think by using a brown ale for this, that coffee really gets to shine. And I'm now tempted to buy Andouille coffee because Andouille, what is it? Andouille,
Uh,
Andouille,
Anodyne,
Anodyne. That
not
was getting close.
andouille, and andouille sausage. You
Yeah,
can tell you're
as
from
soon as I just
Wisconsin, though. We got that you're from Wisconsin.
as soon as I said, I knew I was wrong. I really like that coffee flavor, and for me, that really shines. It really comes through. An easy, solid 4 for me on this one.
Good beer.
Mhm.
Love that this is in the box. Fun stuff.
Yep.
All right, folks. Day 21. We've got 3 beers left. I cannot believe we only have 3 more nights of this left. You might be happy. You might just be watching at this point because you feel like you have to because you watched all the other ones. But stick with us. I have a feeling Three Cellars did us right at the end. I hope. We'll see. So thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Friday night, and then last but not least on Christmas Eve to round out the Advent calendar. So stick around, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.